vote to amend the motion failed, and we are back to the original motion, and which included these 10 items that were added to the motion. And we had a motion and a second, and we've had discussion. So are we ready for a call for the question and vote? Sorry? Yes, we had a motion and a second.
Just ask
yes, Commissioner Garrett.
Just a clarifying question to Commissioner Hursty's point earlier. Condition 4 in the staff list of conditions, this notion that we could have as a condition that failure to abide by the other conditions would cause the property to revert. My understanding is we're on shaky legal ground with that particular condition, so do we want to include it, or should we remove it? Mr. Attorney.
Yes, because everybody's looking at me. I guess I'll answer. I can't change my position. I think 4 would be tough. I would suggest that number 1 from staff would serve as a use restriction to just that use. So I believe 4 would not be necessary for its purpose, although I'd take Commissioner Hersey's point that a conditional use and that process, which we don't really use in our code yet, would fulfill that as well. So my advice would be to strike 4 of the staff report, not 4 of the Commissioner McElhaney's conditions.
Right. So, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we amend the motion on the floor to strike condition 4 in the staff list.
Second.
In other words, failure to abide by the stated conditions shall cause the property to revert to the agricultural designation. You move to strike that.
Yes.
And we have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? We understand why that comes from the attorney. So we will, no discussion. I hear none. So we'll go ahead and I'll call for the question and we'll vote on the amendment. And this amendment is to remove item 4, which we read. District 1. Aye. District 2.
Aye.
District 3.
Aye.
District 4. Aye. Motion carries. Item 4 will be removed. We'll return back to the original motion, which is that removed and 10 items added. And we've had discussion. Are we ready to vote? Hearing none, I will call for the question and ask you to vote electronically. I think everybody's computer probably has gone off. Mine didn't work.
Looks like a tie to me.
Voting is now complete. Chairman Sharp votes aye. Commissioner McElhaney, aye. Commissioner Garrett, nay. Commissioner Hersey, nay. Commissioner Wooten, yay, or aye. And so the motion will carry. And we'll move along. I will now close the first zoning public hearing and open the second zoning hearing. And this second zoning hearing, we have, that's item number 6. We have one person signed in, and I am not real sure, but it's Tyler. Is it Mathis? Tyler, if you could come forward. Go ahead.
We would like to rezone 1 acre for R2 and keep the existing acre in agriculture to build a house in the back.
Okay, anything else? You want to see if they have questions?
After all that, probably not.
Okay, that's fine. You can reserve 9 minutes and 35 seconds if you have rebuttal,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Item number 6 is request by Tyler and Allie Mathis to rezone 1 acre at 166 Dennis Station Road from AG to R2, map 060, part of parcel 026004 in District 4. We've had someone sign in. I'll ask for the staff recommendations from Planning and Zoning.
Staff recommendation is for approval to rezone 1.00 acres from Ag to R2 at 166 Dennis Station Road, map 060, part of parcel 026004-001, District 4 with the following condition. This rezoning approval shall be conditioned upon the resurveying and recordation in the Superior Court of Putnam County of an accurate plat within 60 days of approval by the Board of Commissioners. A copy of the recorded plat shall be filed with the Planning and Development Department Director. Failure to file a plat pursuant to this subsection shall have the effect of invalidating the rezoning action as stated in section 66-165E3 of the Putnam County Code of Ordinances.
Before we go forward, I do have a question. Is this 60 days? I thought we gave a little more time than that because we were having trouble getting surveyors.
Let me double check.
I was thinking that this happened sometime back.
I think it is.
I think it's 122. I just want to make sure that's correct because we need, very busy in the county. And it's holidays.
Right. 66.
That might be a typographical error, which we can just,
Yes, I have it. I'm pulling it up as we speak on my phone to make sure.
Courtney, I'll confirm it's 120.
Okay.
So unless y'all wanted to make it smaller, you could, but 120 would be what your ordinances require.
so we will put, if with your all's agreeing, we'll make that 120 days. That's what our normal time is. Very good. Thank you.
So we're going forward with the 120.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion, and that is in District 4.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
do I ask Mr. Mathis a question before or after the?
However, do we want to ask, Mr. Mathis has the right of rebuttal. You can ask now. Mr. Mathis, you want to come up and?
Yeah. My question, Tyler, is why are you doing this? Why, I mean, you own the entire parcel.
Mm-hmm.
And you're cutting out 1 acre of it. It's all right now zoned ag. You can put it all into conservation.
I did apply for that originally, but I think there was something maybe because of how close they were that I wasn't able to keep it.
Well, is it a separate parcel?
The new one will be a separate parcel.
But it's not new yet.
Yes, so the new house in the back will be connected to the rest of the 10 acres.
Right now, as it stands, before any rezoning occurs,
Mm-hmm.
all of the property is connected, it's all together, and it's all ag.
Yes,
And it could all be put into conservation use
it was, yes.
program,
Mhm.
right?
It was, yes.
It is.
I mean, right now it's not in
It can
conservation.
be.
Yes.
So why cut out 1 acre of it?
To keep the single wide there, I suppose?
I mean, you're gonna build a house,
Yes.
okay? And I assume Planning and Development will give you a building permit to build a house even while you're temporarily living in the single wide. And once the house is built, I don't know what the ordinance says about having the single wide and a house on the same property, but you can always sell the single wide, right?
No, it's going to remain in the family, but I suppose that if it's separate, then
Well, why can't you sell it to,
I wouldn't want to.
you want to keep the single wide?
Yeah.
And do what with it?
Live
You
in it
can't
until,
live in the house and the single wide at the same time.
right. So I would live in it till the house was built, and then keep it for family use and friends and family to stay.
Well, it can't be used as a separate family, quote, apartment,
Right.
right?
That's why I'm asking to cut it out.
Chairman, can I speak for just a
Yeah,
minute?
you can.
This is, I'm familiar with this situation right here. This is family land. And if I ain't mistaken, each family member got something like maybe 10 acres apiece.
Yes, sir.
And I believe what he's trying to do is cut this out as a separate piece from the other 9 acres that he's going to have to build his house. Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir.
And that way, maybe later on, if he did want to sell it or he wanted to let somebody live there of the family, it wouldn't be really connected to its 10 acres that he's got, has the remaining 9 acres. I think I understand it in that way.
Yeah, so the main reason that I wanted to cut it out was to keep the conservation.
That's right.
And
I understand.
so I wouldn't have enough if I kept that single wide with the rest of it, with the new house acre and the other house acre. I wouldn't have enough, so I had to cut that out to put the new house into conservation.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, Commissioner Garrett had a question.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the same clarification. So, just a question for staff then, is it correct, as I think Commissioner Hersey implied, that under our code it's not permitted to have more than one residence in an agricultural parcel?
That's correct. One
Okay.
primary structure.
Okay, so therefore to have both a single wide occupied and this new home built, it would need to be divided.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And so
thank you.
that's what he was saying.
Right.
He didn't do it as like 5 acres. The minimum lot size is 5 acres, and he wouldn't have enough to do it as for conservation. So that's why he went with the lower amount for the manufactured home.
Right, he couldn't have just split it in two, essentially,
Right.
in half.
Because he wouldn't have enough
Right.
acreage for the
Right,
conservation.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I need a motion. It's District 4, I believe.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request by Tyler and Ally Mathis to rezone 1 acre at 166 Dennis Station Road from Ag to R2, map 060, part of parcel 026004 in District 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the question. Please vote electronically. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The request is granted. Item number 7 is a request by Lowell White III, agent for 113 Investment LLC, to rezone 1.16 acres at 881 Harmony Road from C1 to C2, map 102D, parcel 038 in District 3. And we have someone signed in to speak to that, and that's Lowell White. So if you would come forward, and you've got up to 10 minutes.
I'm not sure if I have to speak or not, but I'll say a little bit about it. I've owned this property for several years. I had my lighting store warehouse there. I have purchased another property down Harmony Road, moved my lighting store warehouse to that property, and I've leased out this property. this property, like a lot of other Harmony Road properties, has had a lot of occupants that store things outside, and the main reason for changing from C1 to C2 is so that the use of the exterior of the building meets how it's actually being used day in and day out. So the property has storefront and a parking lot in front. It has a fenced rear yard, and the tenant that I currently have has things parked in the rear that they use for their business activities outside, and just want to make sure that, you know, we have the right zoning for what we're actually doing and what others do in the area. And there's properties around this property that are already C2, so that's it in a nutshell.
Very good. Now, you have the right of rebuttal here. I'll ask for the staff recommendation, planning and zoning.
Staff recommendation is for approval to rezone 1.16 acres at 881 Harmony Road from C1 to C2, map 102D, parcel 038 in District 3. No conditions.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion. It's in District 3. Mike, turn the mic on, please.
As much as I hate to, I will move to approve the request by Lowell White, third agent for 113 Investments LLC, to rezone 1.16 acres at 881 Harmony Road from C1 to C2, map 102D, parcel 038, in District 3.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Hersey.
first of all, I thank you for coming. We missed you at the planning and zoning meeting. Can you tell us what it is that's being parked outside? I mean, this is equipment or what?
Well, so when I had my lighting store there, we kept the delivery van outside. We kept stored materials outside because I still do some construction work from time to time. I do the build outs and at Harmony Medical Center. But the company that's leasing from me is a subsidiary of Piedmont Water. Piedmont Water purchased this company, and they do installations for Piedmont Water that involve small earth-moving equipment. They have trailers. Same thing that Piedmont has in their office where they bought Kevin Price's on Old Phoenix Road, or so, you know, they have a fenced yard. And the nice part about mine is at least the building is blocking what they're storing in the backyard.
Okay, it's all stored in the back. But again, I come back to our previous discussion, and that is, we're rezoning it to C2. Well, your next tenant could be anything that's allowed in C2, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so puts us in a difficult position. I mean, you know, while it's probably okay with storing the, you know, small earth-moving equipment in the backyard in a fenced area, but we don't know. A couple years from now, Jerry Schaefer decides, well, Adam's not such a good kid, and he's going to get rid of Piedmont Water. And a new tenant comes in who wants to do something else that's allowed in C2. I mean, anyway, thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions or other discussion? Yes, go ahead, Commissioner
Well,
Gary.
just on that point, I'd be curious if the attorney could just clarify, if only for my benefit, what are the allowed uses in C2 that are not allowed in C1?
A bunch. 2 pages, I think. I mean, I don't have them in front of me, do you? We can pull it up here.
So generally, and I can list them off, but generally C2 is outdoor commercial and C1 is indoor commercial. So most of the uses in C1, well, all uses in C1 should take place inside the walls, and C2 is outside. So first up right now, we'll start with C1.
So it's less the use as such, it's more inside, outside?
I think C2 is a more intensive use. So generally, C2 would be one that has more impact on the surrounding properties for various reasons. C1 is your lowest commercial district. So as you can see, C1 would include the listed uses that are there.
And am I right, in terms of the surrounding properties, that there's already a good mix of C1 and C2?
I think this one has got a majority, well, I don't say a majority, but I think it's touching C2, adjoining properties currently. So C1 has your listing, and if you go to C2, I think some of these would include automobile sales and rental, boat sales, boat yard, commercial truck or equipment rental or sales, convention center, crematoriums. We want to keep those in C2. Golf courses, hospices, I think. But as you can see, they're a little bit more, they have a bigger impact, not only with just what's going on the property, but the people that might be coming to it, truck stops.
Not enough room for a truck stop.
But in this case, it sounds like the purpose here is that the tenant would be doing some activity outside the four walls, and it is surrounded by C2 currently.
Yeah, and I mean, knowing this area, there's very small parcels, very compact, not a lot of scope to do anything out of the ordinary. I would
1.1
say.
acres.
Right.
And that is, in y'all's code, it's either for your commercial districts, it's C1 or C2.
Thank you.
Other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the question.
Mr.
Oh.
Chairman, let me just point out that the proposed, or the current zoning maps that were shown in the package are not updated. Yeah, they actually show adjacent parcels as being C1, but they are C2. And so I don't know how much we can trust our current zoning maps until they get fully updated.
Any other discussion? Then we'll call for the question and move forward. Please vote electronically. The motion on the floor is to, a request is from Lowell White, so it's to grant Lowell White III, agent for 113 Investment LLC, to rezone 1.16 acres at 881 Harmony Road from C1 to C2. It's map 102D, parcel 038 in District 3. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The property has been rezoned. Thank you, Lowell. I will now close the second zone public hearing, and we will move to the regular business meeting. Lynn has already brought the public comment sign in. We have one signed in to speak, Jennifer Ray.
Try to fix this. Okay. Wow, long night, I guess. Everybody's probably pretty tired. Maybe need some caffeine here. Anyways, all right, I'll start. As a concerned citizen, I'm using my public comment time this evening to ask for the board's public support in promoting volunteerism for a crucial event in our community, Wreaths Across America. This mission of Wreaths Across America is simple and profound. Remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. Every December, we lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our local veterans in county cemeteries. This year, National Wreaths Across America Day falls on Saturday, December 13th, middle of the day. Last year, my husband and I participated in Putnam County, and we saw firsthand the need for more helping hands. This vital act of remembrance deserves our whole community's robust support. We have countless veterans resting in our care who deserve to have their names spoken aloud, their service recognized, and their memory cherished. I'm asking the county board to use its powerful platform through official communication, social media channels, and public service announcements to actively inspire and encourage our citizens and county workers to volunteer. Even an hour of time on December 13th makes a truly monumental difference. You can direct residents to the Wreaths Across America webpage to sign up and volunteer or donate, or simply share this meaningful opportunity on your personal or county pages. By lending your voice to this cause, you will help honor the sacrifice of every single veteran resting in this county. Thank you for your time and consideration of this critical, unifying community effort.
Before you go, what was the date again? December?
13th, Saturday, December 13th. I want to say last year was about 11 o'clock. Now, 2 prior years, we went to the National Veterans Cemetery in Baldwin County. They had probably about 200 volunteers, maybe 300. In Putnam County, I guess some did things ahead of time, but last year, like during the actual time, I want to say there was maybe 10 of us. I know the paper reported 30, but we have to go to like 3 different cemeteries in Eatonton. I think 3 or 4. Billy, is it 3 or 4? 4 different cemeteries here, so it's not an easy. It's a lot tougher than, literally in Milledgeville, they have all the wreaths out in like 50 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Tonight, the consent agenda consists of only one thing, I believe, approval of minutes of November 7th, 2025 regular meeting. And if there's no objections, I'll call for a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we're voting on the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of one item, approval of minutes from November 7th, 2025, a regular meeting. An electronic vote has already been cast. Motion carries. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. And we will move on to item number 10. And I have nobody signed in to speak to that. Item 10 is appointment to the Board of Assessors. I'll get that out right. There's one vacancy for a full 4-year term. There is one applicant. Their name will be on the screen. That name is John L. Richter. Since there's only one guy that has applied, it's a 4-year term. I'll call for a nomination and a second.
I'd like to nominate John L. Richter for a 4-year term on the Tax Assessors Board,
No, it's the Board of Assessors.
the Board of Assessors.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote electronically. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. And we will have a letter sent out to the gentleman, and he is now appointed to the Board of Assessors. Let's see, number 11. This is for the approval of the 2026 Board of Commissioners regular meeting schedule. Lynn or Mercy can answer any questions. You can see there that we've called off the meeting for the first meeting in January because it occurred on January 2nd, and I don't think anybody's going to be at home. And I believe there's one other meeting that we called off, July 3rd, since it's the day before the 4th of July. I think maybe 4th of July is on Friday, or no, it's on Saturday. We'll have people going. So those are the only 2 odd times. What's that? One meeting in May. That's right. we only have one meeting in May because we have our annual meeting of the ACCG over in Savannah, and we all just get back. So that's what they look like. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any discussion?
I'm just a little bit curious, Mr. Chairman, why we only have the one meeting in January. It's usually a very important month where a lot of things happen. I understand that the first Friday is the day after New Year's, and many of us may not be able to make it to a meeting. But couldn't we have the meeting the following Friday?
Well, you'd put them close together if you did that. It'd be the 9th, and the next meeting would be the 20th. You'd have to have,
Chairman, wouldn't we have a conflict in printing out, setting the agenda from one meeting to the next?
Oh, yes.
Because it's got to be put in the paper a week before something like that. Wouldn't that be a conflict?
7 days.
Yeah, 7 days. Wouldn't that be a conflict?
Would. We've done this before.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of us will be gone. I will be gone for sure, and I think Commissioner Hersey indicated he'd probably be gone. I believe Commissioner Garrett may be gone. He may be in London.
I'll be back by the
7th. But they're just close together. That's why. Any comment, Lynn? This is not unusual.
We can do it if y'all want to.
Commissioner
So
Garrett?
just so I understand it, we're suggesting, or Commissioner Hersey is suggesting that instead of only one meeting in January, we would meet instead of the 2nd on the 9th, and that would still allow us enough time to advertise, correct? That's 11 days before the subsequent meeting?
You would have to have the meeting for the 20th, 7 days, so that'd be the 13th. You could probably squeeze it in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still be gone then, but that's okay. Can we do this? Can we vote for this schedule and then have a call meeting if we need it? If we have a very busy schedule,
Who's going to call the meeting if you're gone?
I won't be leaving until the 2nd of January.
Yeah, but if we have a called meeting on the 7th or 9th?
Jeff will be the man. He's the vice chairman.
Well, Mr. Chairman, three of you
Regular meeting schedule. is
Three of
fine.
you could call a meeting. So if the chair was out of pocket, three of you could still call a meeting.
Could still be called if we need it. Do I?
Actually, I was just asking why we only had the one meeting. I wasn't asking for a second meeting, but, you know.
I believe we have a motion, a second on the floor. I'll call for the question and ask you to vote electronically, please. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The 2026 BOC regular meeting schedule has been approved. Item number 12 is authorization for the chairman to sign a resolution to request local legislation to amend the local act creating the Board of Commissioners for Putnam County to establish a procedure for vacancies in office. And I'm going to call it the Gary McElhaney Resolution. And this was tabled from 11/7/25 BOC meeting. And the motion to table was made by Commissioner Hersey, seconded by Commissioner Garrett. We have two folks signed in to speak. First is Pamela Smith. Pamela?
Good evening, Pamela Smith, representing the wonderful neighborhood of Great Waters, and just wanted to make you aware that we don't see a need for this resolution to make this amendment. We feel like Putnam County should be a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and that the power should rest within picking their representation countywide from the body of voters, not from appointees on the Board of Commissioners. And thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Next is Jennifer Ray.
Thank you. I just want to concur with what she said, and regardless of what happens tonight, I don't feel like if you decide things, I feel like it should be handled where it's advertised in the newspaper. There's a public meeting where the public can actually come out and have time to express their interest and their concerns, because I think if this is a lot more highly publicized, or this room would be packed today, and it's not. And if that falls on deaf ears and somehow this does pass, I do see serious opposition and people reaching out to our representatives at the state level before this gets continue to go on. It could definitely be viewed as gerrymandering. I see, even though it was expressed about whatever party vacated the seat, to have that person, or even the local Democrat Party, to recommend their Democrat candidates, or the Republicans to recommend their Republican candidates, and none of that has even been, so theoretically, right now we have Republicans in control, but down the road it could be Democrats in control, and they could replace a Republican with a Democrat and vice versa. And I don't think that's anybody representing the people. And again, I think whatever you decide, I think it should be advertised in a paper. You should follow the exact same procedures that you do to change a county ordinance, because this to me is a lot more important than a county ordinance. When you're trying to, it seems like a power grab, trying to take that power and taking away from the people. And I don't find that acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you. We will move along. Do we have that, the proposal? It seems to me like, and I don't remember exactly, but I think this would only apply if there was a year or less left in a term, that you would do something like this. Is that?
Mr. Chairman, just to make sure, I think we first need to take a motion to take it from the table. I want to make sure we procedurally follow
good.
that.
Okay, I will call for a motion.
So moved.
Let's see, wait a minute, does Commissioner Hersey, since he tabled it, does he have to make the motion, or? Okay, we have a motion to authorize the chairman to sign this resolution. Is there a second?
No, we're taking it from the table.
Oh, we're taking it from the table. That's what I'm trying to do. So we have a motion to take this item from the table from November the 7th. Is there a second to take it from the table?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to take it. Is there any discussion about removing it? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote to remove this from the table. And I think we do this verbally, correct? District 4? 1?
Aye.
2?
Aye.
3?
Aye.
4.
Aye.
It's removed from the table. Now then, do I need to have a motion to put that back on the table so we can discuss it, or? We're ready to discuss, so call for the motion. Do I hear a motion to authorize the chairman to sign a resolution to request local legislation to amend the local act creating the Board of Commissioners for Putnam County to establish a procedure for vacancies in office? And it's called the Gary McElhaney Resolution. Okay, we'll scroll this up.
Mr. Chairman, I object to the question.
Object to the question. I'll ask. I don't have a motion. Don't I have to have a motion before you object to a question?
You just read the motion.
I know, it was on there. We have to have a we took it off the table.
Yes, and you just read.
I read it, but don't I have to have a motion to?
I think the chairman was asking for a motion, but the chair doesn't make motions. But
I do not make motions.
you would need someone to move, so move, or not.
Okay, thank you. Are we to the discussion point? That's my question. Okay, I need a motion, as I said before, to authorize the chairman to sign a resolution to request local legislation to amend the local act creating the Board of Commissioners for Putnam County to establish the procedures for vacancies in office, the Gary McElhaney resolution. Do I have that motion?
Mr. Chairman, if I could, I apologize for slowing us down, but there may be some value in me presenting it first. That way the body can determine how they want to move forward.
No, sir. Let's have the motion and
Okay,
then you can discuss
that's
it.
fine.
I was going to turn it over to the attorney after we had it on the floor, but is there a second? Did we? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Now we have a motion and a second. Would you turn it over to the attorney to explain?
I'd like to turn it over to the attorney to explain.
Thank you.
I object to the question.
To the question of turning it over to the,
No, to the question of the motion. I object to entertaining that motion.
that I don't know how to handle, I'll be honest.
If the chair doesn't rule on the objection, then we move forward. So your question is, do you rule on his objection?
How do I rule on his objection? Because I'm totally,
That'd be your choice.
no, I don't accept the objection. I think we will move forward and we allow the attorney to explain what he's talking about.
So, board members, before the body is a proposal to ask the legislators to amend your local acts that create the Board of Commissioners. Specifically, this would deal with the change to the process by which vacancies are entered. I will say that the provision that is in the packet has been amended based on the conversations that we had at the last meeting. On the board is a proposal, if Mercy, you could go up a little bit. The proposal was to allow the body to make a appointment to, in the event of a vacancy, if that vacancy is, in the event of a vacancy. And then when that happens, a special election will be called unless there are more than 12 months left, less than 12 months left in the term, then that individual will continue. Based on the conversation that the Board of Commissioners, not assuming which way they would vote, the proposal was amended to include two provisions: that any vacancy be filled by somebody who is a resident of the electoral district where the vacancy occurs, and two, that person be a registered member of the political party of the prior office holder. And there was also questions raised about who would serve as a tiebreak if there was unable to have 3 votes in favor, and that was listed as the Chief Judge of Superior Court. The last question that was not decided upon would be at what length of time this term would be filled. There was some discussion. I did not believe there was consensus on whether it be 6 months or 12 months. But that obviously would be, it's been left at 12, but you are free to make any amendment to this motion or however you guys want to move forward. I want to be clear on the process here. Ms. Ray is correct. This body makes a decision, but you are only requesting your local delegation to introduce this into as a local act. And there would be a newspaper notice required by the State House before it could be introduced. And ultimately, the decision lies with the legislator, not this body. Currently, I believe the reason for this request is to allow for the immediate appointment of a member of the board in the event of a vacancy. Without this provision, there is a vacancy in office until a special election was held. And depending on the timing of the vacancy, it could take several months before you have that vacancy filled. I said this previously, there are some jurisdictions that do not have this vacancy process in place. There are some that do. It varies from place to place. So it's your choice on the request, but remember that this is only a request to the legislator, who very well may honor it or not.
Everybody, go ahead.
That was helpful, but I just want to point out that in the meeting packet on the county website, that version of the text is not consistent.
Right. The packet did not include the revised version.
So we're seeing this revised version for the first time now?
Yes, sir. I believe it's consistent with what was discussed, but yes, that's not in the packet.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I understand what the difference is. So it's including, I think, the suggestion I made to have the local party put someone forward, essentially.
Well, it would be that appointment would have to be a registered member of the political party of the prior office holder, which would be incumbent on both this body and the tiebreaker. So if the Superior Court made the appointment, it would have to be a member of the political party, which I think is different.
It's different. What I was seeking was that the local party would select the person, but we're simply proposing that they be a member of the, what does it say? The member of, so they don't have to be a member of the local party, simply the party?
It has to be local.
Yeah, it says registered member of the political party of the prior office holder. They'd also have to be a resident of that district. So this proposal, to the extent that you are allowed to make amendments, so if any commission members want to, that you could change that provision to include it be a recommendation or a nomination from the political party. It's really up to the body.
Right. So let me just backtrack then so I understand. So am I right that our current code does not really allow for this eventuality of filling a vacancy other than leaving it open until a general or special election?
Presently, you travel under state law, which is that if a vacancy occurs, it remains in a vacancy until a special election can be held. And under Georgia law, depending on the year in which the vacancy occurs, there are certain dates that a special election can be held. So it would depend on when the vacancy began to determine the length of time where the vacancy would continue.
Right. But the problem we're trying to address, if I understand correctly, is that when Commissioner McElhaney's father passed while in office, no appointment was made. District 1 lacked representation over those months.
Correct.
Until the general election, because we were too close to hold a special election. So there was a special election. Well, true, there was, but it coincided time-wise, so it didn't speed up representation, I suppose is what I'm saying. So what we're trying to do here is, rather than leave a district with nobody in office, nobody to represent them, we're and this has happened in a couple of different cases, different reasons. Who knows if it'll happen again? But the underlying logic here is to provide representation rather than a months-long gap with no representation. Correct?
I believe so. The only thing that I would add that's a little different would be that if you would be making it for 12 months. So say 12 months and 1 day the vacancy occurs, the appointment would take place, but the next opportunity for special election, that person would be unseated by whoever wins the special election. But say there's 11 months left in the vacancy, that appointment would take place and there would not be a special election. That person would serve until the end of the term. But then an election would take place in November.
So essentially, if the vacancy occurs more than 12 months ahead of a general election for that seat, there would be, if this was passed, an appointment made to fill the gap, but then a special election scheduled. But if the vacancy occurred less than 12 months ahead of that general election, an appointment would be made and that person would serve until the general election.
Commissioner McElhaney Sr., when he passed, he left both there's a portion of his term left, and that was fulfilled in that election. But at the same time, there was an election for his upcoming term that we were filling the vacancy of that term. So in that scenario, there would have been an appointment made. There would not have been a special election for the remainder of the year. And in November, there would have been the next election.
Okay, thank you.
Other discussion?
Yes.
Commissioner Hersey.
Mr. Attorney, could you explain the difference between this version and OCGA 36-521? While you're looking at it, I might remind everybody that in over 30 years, there's only been 3 vacancies on this board. And in all cases, the board functioned just perfectly. I mean, there was no problem about representation or the first vacancy was Bill Moore left office as chairman in the mid-90s. Board functioned perfectly well until there was a special election to elect a new chairman. The next vacancy wasn't until Alan Foster resigned. What was that, 2023? Board seemed to function until an election was held to replace Commissioner Foster. And now we have Commissioner McElhaney passed away. Board seemed to function until a special election was held in November to replace him. I really don't see the issue. We've talked about, well, maybe we ought to anticipate that something will happen, I don't know. Maybe somebody is going to get assassinated. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's just my feeling that if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Commissioner Commissioner.
There was one more,
Yeah.
Trevor Addison.
I'm sorry.
It was one more Commissioner Trevor Addison.
That's right. Trevor.
I've done his last 2 years.
He didn't.
He resigned.
He didn't resign for 2 years.
He resigned after 2 years to run for clerk of Superior Court. Yes, sir. I'm not going to argue with you on that because I know what happened.
So, Mr. Hersey, Chairman Hersey, Commissioner Hersey, I'm sorry, I promoted you. I think we're in the 8th hour.
Chancellor. I like the term chancellor.
Chancellor. I have other monikers we could put on it too. OCGA 36-521A does allow it. The difference between the two is that if a vacancy occurs within 6 months, less than 6 months left in the term, the appointment can be made by the Superior Court judge. So it doesn't take into account residency or political party. So the chief judge can make the appointment. If it's more than 6 months left in the term, then you have to hold a special election and it remains vacant until the special election. Commissioner McElhaney Sr. passed within, I think, a couple of days, well, very close in time to 6 months. May 26 was the date of the vacancy occurring. If it had been into July, then the Superior Court could have made the appointment. So in that scenario, I mean, those are the differences. And in the Superior Court, under 36-521, you would have an opening. If it's less than 6 months, it could be filled. If it's more than 6 months, it would not be filled until if it's in that scenario, I think it would have to be November based on the dates that you're allowed to hold the special election.
You can hold a special election during the presidential preference primary or during the regular general
You're right.
primary.
I'm thinking back to Commissioner
Depends
McElhaney's
on whether it's an
passing.
odd or an even year.
He passed after. Well, you'd have to be an even year to have less than 6 months. But anyway,
My point is that we're looking at a difference, 6 months versus 12 months. We're looking at a difference between a, quote, neutral third party, the chief judge of the Superior Court, versus the remaining members of this board. To me, I'd rather have the judge make the replacement, presumably neutral, than a vote of this board.
But the proposal is to have the individual from that district that was missing, correct?
that would be the request.
So to me, that's even more dangerous if you leave it with the judge, because it can be anybody in the county. And it doesn't even have to be from that district. So language like this, assuring it's from the district and from the political party, to me gives that district even more credibility. So I don't see why that would be a bad thing. And it allows, again, for a district to go unrepresented, it could allow for a tie on something and it not get handled. So the county business may not get handled.
That's correct.
Right, Mr. Attorney? If there's a tie, the county business couldn't get handled. Is that right?
I think, yeah, that's the way
Yeah,
democracy works, I
potentially, yeah.
believe. Yeah, you don't have a tiebreaker.
So-
But that's why in our last conversations, we included the chief judge as the tiebreaker. Generally speaking, I would say of my county clients, I think it's about 2 of them have provisions like this and 2 do not. My cities, I think most of my cities do have a provision like this, but there's a lot of history as to why that may be the case.
So this is not an uncommon thing.
I wouldn't be qualified to say how often this happens in Georgia, but there are
That's to have a provision like this is not.
there are
uncommon.
other jurisdictions that have these provisions. in
And
place.
hopefully we'd never have to use it.
That's correct.
But I would rather have something in place to say that it's from the district, that it is represented, it's from the district and from the political party that vacated the seat. Seems pretty simple.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Garrett.
I support the principle of ensuring that every district has representation. And I think the status quo leaves a gap. Probably a rare gap, but potentially leaves a gap. But I think if we're trying to make the process as democratic as possible, I would much prefer that we have the local political party, assuming the vacancy is from that one or the other of the major parties, have them put forward one or more names, and the commissioners approve. If there's more than one, then sure, people can decide who they want. But if we're trying to ensure representation, then surely we have to try as closely as possible, in the absence of a normal election or a special election, we have to try and replicate how commissioners emerge, win primaries, ultimately get elected, which is rooted, if it's rooted in anything, in the local political parties. So I don't think people object to the idea of needing a solution to improve representation in rare cases like this. I think what they object to, and I agree with them, is that the idea that the commissioners would just pick someone, yes, you have to be in the district, and yes, a member of the party, but if they had no connection with the local party, it could still seem very random and imposed. So I don't see why we wouldn't want to try and ensure that democratic element. I don't see why that's against our interests. So I would like to amend the, well, and if I'm, it's not it's not in the motion. So, Mr. Attorney, if I wanted to amend the text to account for what I just said, how would I go about that?
I'll type it up for you. That's how I'll go about it.
Okay, well then, I would like it to read under, well, paragraph 2 that we see on the screen, point 2, to read residents and put forward by a vote of the local political party of the prior office holder.
May I ask, gentleman from the 2nd District, a question, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
How will we know that the individual is a member of the particular political party?
Well, speaking as the chair of the Democratic Party of Putnam County, we maintain a list of paid-up members. So the individual, at least in our case, I'm sure the
Now-
Republicans do it the same way, that will be how we would know they're a member.
How long before her appointment would they have to pay their dues to the political party?
Well, fair question, but I would say they would
An
have to
hour?
be they would have to be a paid-up member before the vacancy occurred. And we-
Before the vacancy?
Commissioner
occurred.
Hersey, if I could, I've been involved with litigation on the Board of Elections side in counties where the political party is required to put up a member to the Board of Elections. And there is a state court, a superior court process that someone could challenge the bona fides of someone to serve. It's very rare, but I've done it once before.
You get paid by the 6-minute interval?
That's right.
Sorry, come on.
Commissioner Garrett, I believe your motion would be to approve or maybe to amend the proposal
Man.
with section 2 to read.
Where does this go?
Section 2. At 2, there's two twos. So substituting a registered member of the political party of the prior office holder to read.
And you won't make sure they're
Be
paid up.
be a nominee of the local political party of the prior office holder.
Yes, I mean, I was saying they should be a member of and nominated by.
A paid-up member.
Indeed, paid-up member.
Well, I said nominee. You would leave it to the political party to decide whether they were a member in that scenario, but nominee, be a nominee and member of the local political party.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to get hyper-technical here, but do you want to hold the Chief Judge Superior Court to the same standard? And remember that we are careful to tell judges what to do. But you could use the same language or you could use it as is now.
I would replicate the same language.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to have. This is an amended motion, correct? Okay. So are you going to make an amendment to the motion, amendment to the motion?
Well, yes. I mean, the motion itself doesn't speak to these details, but I'll say as amended.
Okay.
So.
And is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, we're going to vote on the amended motion. And then
On
it's
the
where it's been,
amendment.
this has been amended. I'm sorry. Right. This is a vote on the amendment. to the motion? Everybody clear? Okay, vote, we're gonna do a voice vote. District 4. Yay. District 3.
Yay.
District 2.
Aye.
District 1.
Aye.
The motion carried. The districts 1, 2, 3, 4 vote aye, so this carries. We add that to this. Now, do we got to go back and do the, okay, now, this is the original, and I believe we've had do we need a new motion?
So you still have a motion. That motion's now been amended to reflect
this.
what's on the screen.
So now we are going to vote on what's on the screen. Okay, we're all together, make sure.
But-
Uh,
Mr. Chairman? do
yes, we can have this.
discussion. first,
Yes.
yeah.
That was,
I don't know who made the motion.
I made the motion.
Wood
The
made the
original-
initial motion, and Commissioner Garrett, or McElhaney seconded it.
So, discussion is your prerogative.
I'm pretty good with the way we've been going.
Commissioner?
No, I think we've all most of us have come to a consensus on this thing. I'm just figuring out how much further down the road we're gonna kick this can. I'm good.
Commissioner Hersey?
Well, as I said before, I'm a great believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that the OCGA 36521 covers this board very well. It allows for appointment only by the Chief Judge of the Superior Court, who, in my opinion, and you may not like judges, but, you know, I think the judge is, any Chief Judge of the Superior Court is a neutral third party and will behave so. As to whether they appoint and they will make that appointment if there is a short duration of vacancy. Otherwise, there will be an election, special election, to be held at the earliest possible date, depending upon whether it's an odd year or an even year. And that, I think, is what everybody wants, is a representative who is elected by the people of the district that they represent. I just don't see why we are fooling around with this thing, but I'm satisfied with the state statute.
Other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the question, ask you to vote electronically. Voting is complete. District 1, aye. District 2, aye. District 3, nay. District 4, aye. Motion carries. I'll be happy to send it over to the staff at the state. Item 13 has been added, and it is called discussion only. CPACE, and Commissioner Hersey added that.
Let me first say, what is CPACE? I mean, it's not something that is a household term. It is short for Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy. That probably makes more sense or less sense than CPACE does. Anyway, It's derived from the House Bill 206, which was approved by the state legislature and signed by the governor in 2024, April of 2024. It's an 18-page bill, and anybody who is interested and is welcome to read it. Put me to sleep. Maybe it'll help you too. But anyway, the bill as passed was codified as OCGA 3662-1 and sequelae or the following parts of 3662, which has to do with the local It applies to both counties and to municipalities, but that's irrelevant. But why am I bringing this up now? Okay, well, the basic reason is transparency and the lack thereof on this freaking board. County manager has provided us, I don't know, I guess you probably didn't get it, with a synopsis of the CPACE legislation and what it can do for you and all the wonderful good things about it, as well as a presentation by a commercial outfit called Stonehill, which is hoping that we will adopt such a thing and they will make money from it. And I appreciate Paul.
Sir, that's incorrect. I provided you information on CPACE. There is no
I
business
it.
component. There is no underhanded, non-transparent. This is CPACE presented to the board because you added this at 5 o'clock in the morning.
This morning.
I appreciate your providing this to the board. My only question is, why now? Is it because I put this on the agenda? Yes. If I hadn't put it on the agenda, would we ever see any of this? Probably not. Why do all these things have to be brought to my attention by my constituents rather than by my colleagues or the staff or somebody in some official position? I don't know. But I am really pretty tired of it. This program, the CPACE program, was presented to the Putnam Development Authority back in August of 2025, August of this year. The Putnam Development Authority cannot participate in this program because they were created as a constitutional amendment, and only those development authorities which are created as a result of the statutes, that is OCGA, can participate in this program, right? So the PDA, after having received a somewhat irate communication from Mr. Josh Sprayberry of the Lynn Lake Oconee, told Mr. Sprayberry that they could not participate in this and that he should go to the Lake Oconee Area Development Authority. He then called a meeting on October the 8th of 2025 of this year, October the 8th. Who was in attendance at that meeting? Well, county manager, our chairman.
I wasn't there, wasn't invited.
You were certainly invited.
I didn't get an invitation.
Well, your name was on the email list.
That's interesting.
Mr. Rocker from the PDA, Mr. Pointer from the PDA, several members from Greene County. I don't know. Paul, did you attend that meeting?
I was there.
You were there, okay. What was discussed? Well, I don't know what was discussed at that meeting, but it was called by Josh Sprayberry to meet over in Greene County. And all of a sudden, on October the 7th, we're appointing members to the Lake Oconee Area Development Authority. Now, the Lake Oconee Development Authority hasn't had a meeting in forever. They were basically non-functional. The last members who terms ran out in September of 2024, and according to the state statute, they can continue in their term of office, but only for 6 months before a replacement is obtained. Did we obtain a replacement in 6 months? No. A year later, we are asked to replace and fill out this board of, why? Why? When this, I don't even know if the Lake Oconee Area Development Authority is still a functional, legitimate organization. It just bothers me, and I would like to know, first of all, what happened at that meeting in Greene County on the 8th of October. When was anybody going to tell us about CPACE and the benefits? Is the Lake Oconee Development Authority moving forward with this? Basically, this is a program which allows a development authority to issue revenue bonds, kind of phantom bonds, to have the taxpayers of Putnam County underwrite a commercial project, okay? Now, if that commercial project, to me, can't get ordinary financing, has to rely on the taxpayers to underwrite a loan to that development, I'm not sure that this county should take that risk. If ordinary lenders are unwilling to take the risk, why should we? That's just me. The loan is to be paid back. We don't know what the interest is, but it could be a very low interest over at least a 30-year period, a maximum of 40 years, okay? And could provide at something on the order of 30% of the value of the project. Now, the Lake Oconee project is valued at $170 million. What's 1/3 of that? For putting in energy-saving light bulbs? Is that, we're going to pay $50 million? Or underwrite $50 million for 40 years? Anyway, I don't know what's going on, but I would like to hear from county manager or our chairman something about what is happening. The only thing that would back up the taxpayer of Putnam County basically lending money or underwriting the loan is that there's a tax lien on the property. Well, how much money can you get out of a pile of red mud? I don't know. I mean, that project has not had anything going on in it for 6 months. It had a building permit which lapsed, ran out in August, has not been renewed as far as I know. It just bothers me that constituents have to come to me and say, hey, look, something's going on here. Take a look into this thing. What is going on? Mr. Manager, what is happening with this PACE thing, or C-PACE thing? Please.
Okay, so I was at that meeting, and quite honestly, it was a green energy pitch about this. So I'm going to read what I gave you. C-PACE is an innovative mechanism for financing energy efficiency, water conservation, renewable energy, and resilience improvements on private commercial property, including ag, industry, commercial office, retail, hotel, civic institutions. C-PACE programs allow the upfront cost of these improvements on a property to be financed and repaid over a longer period of time through a voluntary assessment attached to a property tax bill, similar to other site and public infrastructure. The unique characteristic of C-PACE assessments is that the assessment is attached to the property rather than an individual. Thereby, the assessment stays with the property upon transfer of ownership. The role of local governments is 100% of C-PACE project funding is through Development Authority financing as a private placement with capital providers. There are no local government dollars or taxpayer funds involved. Establishment of the C-PACE Authority, each local government may have a C-PACE Authority and utilize members of existing authorities or elected bodies to manage. Intergovernmental agreement, the local governments pass a resolution, and this is where y'all are involved if you so choose, / ordinance that authorizes the local government to enter into intergovernmental agreement with its local C-PACE authority to aid in facilitating qualifying improvements located within its structure to levy special assessments pursuant to assessment agreements to secure authority financing for qualifying improvements. Approval of the C-PACE improvements. Authorities may designate a program administrator to approve project applications based on a pre-provided checklist. The program administrator can be a local government department, an individual staff member, or a contracted third party. The levy of assessment, the local government executes an assessment agreement with the property owner where the owner voluntarily agrees to levy the assessment, record the agreement on the land records of the property. The billing and collection of a special assessment is added to the property tax bill or standalone bill for the improved property, and special assessment is collected by the local governments and remitted to the authority. The enforcement, local governments will enforce delinquent assessments in assessment amounts in the same manner as regular delinquent special assessments or property tax. The local government remits proceeds from the enforcement of that authority. The authority will reimburse the local governments for legal expenditures related to the enforcement of the special assessment. The benefits for local government: no financial risk or liability to local governments. No usage of public funds or taxpayer dollars involved. It is 100% private capital. It attracts private investment for property owners in the community. C-PACE is a proven economic development tool with $2.5 billion of investment through closed C-PACE projects in 36 states. Lower energy, water, and insurance bills for property owners lowers the cost of doing business in the jurisdiction. Workforce development is for construction and building sectors. Old building stock is maintained and upgraded. C-PACE is a tool that helps government meet their own climate and economic development goals, reduce greenhouse emissions, and reduce reliance on foreign fuels. The meeting I went to was a green sales pitch for a private developer to help them get funds. That was it. There's no risk to the citizens here.
Let me read you OCGA 3662-2, subparagraph 6H4. Hotel and motel facilities for lodging, which also may provide meals, providing that such facilities are constructed in connection with and adjacent to convention, sports, or trade show facilities. That is a project. A standalone hotel is not an eligible project.
And again, still does not involve county funds, county money, public money. This is a developer and a financing tool for that operation.
And is this
And-
developer developing a project which does not qualify under the CPACE law?
Well, then it'll get screened out accordingly. It's got to pass muster before they cut them the check.
No, sir.
Commissioner Garrett.
So I have no problem with CPACE in principle. I think it's a potentially valuable creative funding vehicle. The disconnect for me, and echoing some of what Commissioner Hersey said, is that at our last meeting, we were asked to nominate members of the Lake Oconee Area Development Authority. But correct me if I'm wrong, the only reason we were asked to do that was because it was being revived to at least explore this question. And again, I have no problem with it being explored. If it's eligible, it'll be passed. If it's not, it won't. But I think I would have appreciated that context, because I just, as I said in the last meeting, I didn't know much about it. I asked some questions. It just sounded like a routine turnover in membership, which it clearly wasn't. It was being arrived for potentially legitimate reasons. I'm not objecting to the reasons, but I do think there was a lack of context, and it could certainly be said a lack of transparency. That, like Commissioner Hersey, I was getting calls from people telling me about this development. I had no context. I didn't realize the connection to the appointment that we made. So I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm simply saying that I think we could have done a better job of communicating that context so we knew what we were voting on and the public were clear what we were voting on.
Well,
Is that fair?
Well, I wasn't here, so I missed last meeting. I
That's
apologize
true. You were
for
not
that.
here. That's true.
However, this is coming back to y'all anyway. So this is step one of what initially was a sales pitch. For that resolution to pass, it comes back to y'all. So you get to see what it is. Yeah, the board got constituted. Okay, that's fair enough. But their job and Greene County's job is to pass this. And to further complicate matters, the tax commissioner of each jurisdiction has to sign off too. So there are multiple moving pieces to this thing. We were trying to schedule a class for the commissioners to meet, and I believe early December is what they're looking at. So you'll be getting reached out to discuss all this. But I wish I could have told. I wish I was here last time, but I wasn't. I didn't know this was coming in till, like I said, we got this at 5 o'clock in the morning this morning.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps that was a disconnect.
We're doing. We got our own fish to fry, let alone whatever they're doing up there.
Right.
So
no, I understand, and your absence, I'm sure, didn't help last time. I just think that there was some context there that was maybe not understood. I don't know, by
and
the chair,
it may not make it here. So
right, it may not.
I mean, that's
I'm not
the
objecting to the
piece.
process. I'm not objecting. Clearly, we get our say. You read it out loud. Intergovernmental agreement. This only stands if we as a body approve it. I just think that there was. I think some transparency, some clarity, some connecting the dots. Unless the chairman wasn't aware either.
Let me explain.
Please.
That's what I'm trying to do. I heard about this week. I'd never heard of CPACE. I heard about it this week. As far as appointing those people, they had those vacancies, and Lynn will tell you this, the vacancies had been around for a while, and we'd begged people. We advertised, we tried to get people to sign up for those, and we had a couple of people that was interested. And so I asked them if they would, I asked these guys if they would sign up, and they did. As far as me learning about what's going on with this, I'll learn about it. I believe the meeting has been, I think I heard today that the meeting is going to be out at the lake, I want to say December the 4th, and I may be off on that because I heard about it today. And there's a meeting that's going to be called for it's Greene County and Putnam County. And I can't tell you who's on the board from Greene County, and I know the two people we appointed, but that's it. Now, anything that takes place has to come back to this board. It's not anything that's arbitrary. So that's kind of where we stand.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask you, why did you go out and solicit these two people to sign up for LaPole when it hasn't
Hold on. Lynn?
operated in forever?
Lynn?
When was the last time they held a meeting?
I can't tell you. I can just tell you,
When's the last time that we have any minutes from that organization?
I don't know if we ever had them. I will say this. Lynn asked everybody on this board if they had people that will come and join up on committee. We want them to volunteer.
Yes,
Lynn,
on
how often do you
committees, but
send it out?
not on this specific thing. Mr. Chairman, you are being to put.
Hey, how many people have you appointed? I mean, you have to appoint them. I mean, you have to get people
Why
to sign.
now? What?
I'm not
How
gonna
about our
argue with you.
recreation committee? Where are the appointees to that? No, you went out and solicited these people to this particular board specifically because of the CPACE plan.
Well, I didn't know what CPACE was. I got this thing in right here. You got it? I got it.
Mr. Chairman, you are so full of it.
Thank you. I'm sure that it goes both ways. Gentlemen, I'll ask that we suspend this discussion. Will somebody make a motion?
I will make that motion after I've never heard of this. In fact, today was the first day I've heard of it, and nobody's even called me about it, so I'm left. I don't know. Well, I didn't know anything about it.
I'll have you removed.
Have you,
I didn't
Sir.
know about it until about a month ago,
well, you knew before I did then. Why didn't you tell me?
because my constituents informed me, not because I got information from the staff or from anybody on this board.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion, we end discussion. It's
Is there a
going
second?
nowhere fast.
No action, so I'll move that this meeting, this discussion at least, is over. We'll move along, and County Attorney, do you have a report? I'm sorry? I'm sorry, County Manager. I was looking at Paul and calling.
I just got notified the finance department had another award-winning year. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Now then, County Attorney.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to tell the board I appreciate y'all's involvement in the work session earlier today. I will get you a revised working copy of the ordinances that were discussed. Feel free to contact me to discuss those. I did want to make a few changes based on our conversations today, but I'll circulate that and try to show the changes that we discussed. Thank you.
District 1.
Yes, want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Please be safe if you're traveling. And Commissioner Hersey, you have made my birthday incredible.
District 2.
Yes, I'd like to thank the county attorney. I thought, again, like the first work session, the second one went well. I appreciate you getting ahead and drafting things, and I feel like we're making real progress, so thank you for that. I just want to highlight 2 community events. Because of the lengthy government shutdown, which fortunately now has come to an end, 3 citizens decided, this was when the shutdown was still going on and SNAP benefits were threatened, halved, reduced, that they wanted to step up. So Kim Farley, Kim Smith, and Aaron Keating put together a community group and have raised thousands of dollars, thank for everyone who's contributed, and are going to hold a extra food drive at the old elementary school this Saturday at 9 a.m. The stipulation is you must show evidence that you are a resident of Putnam County, and 2, you must bring your SNAP card, your food stamps card. And there's going to be, I think they know the details, but I think there's going to be both the usual canned goods, packaged goods, but also some fresh stuff, and also I think there's an arrangement with a local retailer to give SNAP recipients a voucher so they not only get what they get, but there's also an opportunity for them to make some choices, get some fresh, healthier stuff. And we need volunteers. So if people are available either Friday at the City of Eatonton Fire Station where the food is being stored, some folks are going to be sorting it so we can be as organized as possible on Saturday morning. And then on Saturday morning, we'll need people to do a variety of jobs. So if you're willing and able, we'd appreciate your assistance. And I'd also encourage people, if you haven't already seen it or made a booking, to go and see On Golden Pond at the Plaza. We're going this Friday, and we're greatly looking forward to it. Thank you.
Commissioner Hersey.
Well, again, I'd like to repeat wishing everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I also want to announce that I am, as of next week, going to form an exploratory committee to seek the chair of this board.
Commissioner Wooten.
I just wanted to think, and y'all think about it, everybody. Y'all fuss about money. What he just said, award-winning finance department. How many years has that been in a row? 11 or 12 years? And, you know, that's what y'all, it seems like a small group of people do not appreciate what we do and what Paul does and what Linda has done and what Jennifer has done. It's been a group effort. So let me tell you something, we have really done a great job. I'm proud of everybody up here. I'm proud of, like I said, Linda, Jennifer. Just thank God you don't live anywhere else, because people are coming here. They love here. Whether you believe it or not, it is some happy people coming here, and they are tickled to death. I see them every day. Thank you.
And I'd like to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Those of you traveling, travel safely. Thank you for being here, and I'll entertain a motion to go ahead and adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, vote electronically.
Oh, we got to vote, man.
Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. This meeting is adjourned, and thank everybody for coming.